All right. All right. America's worst CEOs. Three Stooges. Gonna address these fucking pieces of trash. And they've all got something in common besides being failures, losers, and besides wearing glasses. You might want to guess what they got in common. They're privileged. They're privileged. And that's why they've been able to continue to run their companies into the fucking ground after clear, obvious signals that they can't fucking cut the job, that they're incompetent pieces of trash. I've been sitting here watching and criticizing these motherfuckers for the better part of 2 to 3 years. And so my research clients know I've been talking about these losers for quite a long time. I decided to tell the world because the critical question is, folks, why aren't you hearing people call for their heads? Shareholders, that is. Why? What's going on? No one's saying, hey, you guys got to step down. You've destroyed your companies. So if you don't know who these guys are, go ahead and tell you. And we'll get to the discussion here. The loser on the left, David Zaslav. Interesting name, Zaslav. I think that's how you say his name. It's the CEO of Warner Brothers Discovery. He's completely destroyed that fucking company, which, by the way, I predicted. Now, you might want to recall, if you look back, fraudster Tom Nash, the fraud, the investment idiot, the complete con artist fraud who's lied about his background, he said Warner Brothers is a great company. It's a great company. He recommended them. When Warner Brothers, by the way, for the official record, when they split off of AT&T, I immediately declared it was going to be a disaster. Immediately declared that. And I knew it was so obvious to me. You've got this guy, Zaslav, the CEO of Discover, and he doesn't have it. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's running a network that's fucking filler content. Nobody watches the shit. It's the opposite of premium. It's garbage content. How are you going to get a guy that's used to running completely useless fucking content? You know, stupid shit like Gold Rush, Bering Sea, stupid fake reality shows, just completely useless horse shit. How is this guy going to understand the premium content from Time Warner? Blockbuster movies, blockbuster TV shows. He's not going to. He's a privileged class guy. He belongs to the gang. So they hand him the job. On top of that, he doesn't even have the most basic common sense to understand he's getting involved in the streaming world. So he's getting his ass chopped up. He's destroying the company. Absolute fucking destruction of Warner. And let me tell you something. If they don't turn things around, they may have some deep trouble. The only thing in their corner that would prevent them from bankruptcy is that they have a lot of assets they can sell. That's the only thing. But other than that, this company's in trouble, and it's been in trouble for a long time. They'd better turn shit around. They're going to have to start selling assets pretty damn soon. Okay? They're going to have to start selling some assets. They've been cutting costs. Folks, This guy's got his head up his fucking ass. He doesn't understand streaming. And I'm not going to even go through a little tutorial of what it takes to understand the streaming industry, because I don't want to educate people for free. I don't do that. I'm not going to educate Zaslav. Okay? But if he wants to get an idea, maybe he should go and work for Netflix, you know, the streaming company that created the streaming industry, the company that I began recommending in 2008. We'll get into more detail here in a second. The second guy, the middle guy, Pat Gelsinger, CEO of Intel, completely destroyed that company. Of course, Intel has had a long track record of shitty-ass, useless CEOs. Ask yourself why no one out there is calling for this guy to resign. Ask yourself why. He clearly doesn't have a fucking clue what he's doing. He's a fucking idiot. Absolute fucking idiot. And how come no one's saying this? How come all the talking heads aren't talking about this? You understand, folks, because he's one of them. You understand. They're all in the same little fucking gang. You got it? It's a privilege, and it's not white privilege. There ain't no such thing as white privilege unless you're in fucking Asia. It doesn't exist in the Western world. But there's another kind of privilege that does exist in the Western world that you can't speak of. And this is a great example of it right here. It's quite fucking simple. Whenever you see someone that's getting promoted, it's like, what is it getting promoted all the time? Take a look at their fucking background, and you'll see how this fucking mafia operates. They're always promoting each other when they don't deserve it. Same thing with Zaslav, by the way. Oh, he's great. Oh, he's a genius. Oh, he's great. You've all been hearing all that for the past few years? You notice? They try and prop him up like he's a fucking loser. I will guarantee you I could take over Warner and do a much better job. Guaranteed. You know why? Because this guy is about the worst possible person for the job. Intel, same thing. Guaranteed. These guys are the absolute biggest fucking losers. There's no doubt there's something going on. They have some type of protection. When you're not hearing people try to force them to step down. It's fact. Now, those of you who don't know who I am, I'm the big swinging fucking dick. Wall Street Insider, Bear Stearns, UBS. Run my own research firm, the only expert in the world to predict the financial crisis. Fact, write it down. If you don't think so, you don't know the track record, and you don't understand what it qualifies as a prediction, and you don't understand the real deal. If there's any financial professionals out there, experienced financial professionals, top tier, come forward and let's go. Okay, I guarantee you, credible, experienced Wall Street professionals aren't going to disagree with me once I lay out the facts. See, people are stupid, though. They get their ideas from the media. Why do you think democracy is the best means of control in the world? Because ultimately, who do you think determines elections? The media. They put the ideas into your head. You got it? You see, you think that voting matters. You think it counts. Your vote counts. Meanwhile, it doesn't mean shit. And the guy on the right, Albert Bourla, CEO of Pfizer. CEO of Pfizer. Who, by the way, he wants to tell you, he claims that he's a Greek. Let me tell you something right now. I can look at this guy. I can listen to this guy, and I can tell you he ain't no fucking Greek. I'm Greek. He ain't no fucking Greek. He may be from Greece, but he ain't Greek. Got it? Okay. Yeah, he's Greek just like Jamie Dimon tells him, well, my granddaddy's from Greece. Yeah. Greece made a fatal mistake several decades ago when they opened their fucking borders. And you see what Greece has gone through now. It's a goddamn fucking disaster. Because they let the wrong people in. And then what ended up happening is their whole leadership got taken over by invaders, by aliens. And now Greece is a complete fucking shithole due to the illegal immigration. When I was in Greece, I didn't see, and this is not a racist or racial thing, but it's just an observation. When I was in Greece, first time, long time ago, I remember, and this is probably God, can't even remember, 30 years ago, 35 years ago. And at the time, you don't really think about it. Like, I didn't think anything of it. You know, you look around and you just see Greeks, you know, some tourists and stuff, but you don't see anyone of color. Ever. I never, ever in my life saw any person of color in Greece. Okay? Ever. Today, go there, and there are people of color all over the place. And the reason for that, well, there's many reasons. First of all, Greece was never really that open of a country. They were kind of the opposite of Spain. Spain is probably one of the more progressive because they relied on tourism. But Greece is a very monolithic country, a very unified country. You know, they practice one religion, right? One religion, only the Greeks practice. That's Greek Orthodox, right? You go there today, and you can't even believe it. In fact, it's gotten so bad, the economy is so bad that you actually have the locals that cater to Chinese tourists to the extent that they actually prepare Chinese food for them. I mean, that's what happens when you allow your country to be overrun by illegals, right? And I don't even want to even talk about that anymore because then I'm going to have to talk about the whole destruction of Europe. If you're from Europe, let me just tell you, your country's finished. Absolutely finished. And there ain't no way getting it out unless you get out of the EU. You better get the fuck out of the EU. Your country, your culture, everything is done. You don't have any borders. You have no say over your currency. Are you fucking stupid? Are you fucking stupid? You cannot run a group of countries under one single unified currency unless, guess what? Those countries are run by the same fucking laws. The same fiscal policy, the same monetary policy, the same laws, social policies, and that's what they're going towards. They're gradually moving closer and closer to, that's the ultimate goal. I don't know if you guys know that. Right? That's the ultimate goal. And you people deserve it. You fucking deserve it because you let it happen. It's not one fucking day or 1 year. This has been going on for decades. You let it happen, you deserve it. Good luck with that. You know the saying, you made your bed, you got to sleep in it. If you don't fight for your freedom, someone's going to take it away from you. And we're seeing the freedom being taken away from people in the West. And it's being given to aliens by aliens. Let me repeat. The freedom of people in the West is being taken away by aliens who are in control by foreign invaders. And it's being given to other aliens, other foreign invaders. That's what's going on. If you don't see that. And if you think Donald Trump is going to change anything, you're fucking stupid. You're delusional. Donald Trump is with the fucking aliens. What are you talking about? So Albert Bourla, CEO of Pfizer, complete fucking disaster. Complete fucking loser. Absolute loser. Destroyed Pfizer. Pfizer, of course, is another company that has a long history of complete fucking loser CEOs. No doubt about it. I thought that maybe they were going to turn the corner after more than a decade of being in the fucking toilet after the merger with Pharmacia. You know, you can look at the stock price. I believe they were like, I want to say like a $44 stock in 99. And they just fucking collapsed and stayed in the fucking gutter for years because it was so overvalued, mismanaged, complete fucking horseshit. CEO, also similar to these guys. But, you know, they were all privileged. They all are paid to fail. You would think Pfizer would turn the corner finally after years and years of complete shit. After they come up with the COVID vaccine and they're making a huge fucking fortune selling it, they can invest in a lot of research, and what happens? The stock collapses because this guy, Bourla, is a fucking idiot. Folks, we're not talking about one mistake, two mistakes, three mistakes, 10 mistakes, 20 mistakes. These guys are consistently fucking up for years. Let's take a look at their compensation. David Zaslav, CEO of Warner Brothers Discovery, received $50 million in compensation in 2020. Think about that. That's one of the highest paid CEOs in the world. 2023. You know the stock is like $8, right? You all know that, right? So this is, you can see, 2023, right here. Okay. And interesting, right here, you get a pop all the way up, all the way down. And so the stock goes down, and he makes $50 million after the stock basically is, I guess for the year, it's down, I don't know, 20% or so. But, you know, this is the part of the problem with executive stock options, which I exposed nearly 20 years ago in my book as a legalized insider trading. And we'll talk about this here a little later with Gelsinger, how he gamed the whole fucking system. But take a look what Zaslav has done at Warner. Take a look. $25 to $8. $25 to $8. 65%, 66% destruction. Look at that. Look at that. $50 million. Let's see what he gets this year. In 2022, he got $40 million. Take a look at that. Anybody own this stock, you fucking stupid. I mean, you're a goddamn idiot. Don't ever own a stock. The CEO is not only unjustly rewarded, but rewarded to a large extent, excessively. Ever. I've sold stocks before because of that. And I'm talking the CEOs were getting too much money. Let's take a look at the weasel termite guy. There he is. Pat Gelsinger, 2023 made $17 million. And then we've got Bourla, $33 million. Let's take a look at some charts here. Pfizer. Oh no, with Intel. Now, keep in mind, once again, we're not talking about bad luck, bad market conditions. We're talking about consistent failure, consistent blunders. Now, Intel is a peculiar company, peculiar stock. I know Intel very well. And all these years, going back to my days in Wall Street, I never recommended it. I'm not going to go into the story, but I knew they had problems for a long time. And I had been forecasting it very accurately, actually. And I knew this was horse shit. This rise up to 50. I knew it was headed back, all the way down. But you can take a look. In fact, Pat Gelsinger, he gamed the system, I believe, when he took over, and he got all this compensation, and then the numbers collapsed the following year. I think he did something with the accounting. I'll be honest with you. I think there was something done with the accounting to make Intel's numbers look good so he could get a huge bonus. And I would say, I guess he took over, and I guess, I don't know, 2021 or so. I think he did something with the numbers, pumped them up to get a huge payday. And then you see what's happened this year. I mean, Intel's probably going to lose money for the entire year for the first time ever. I really think there's accounting irregularities involved. I haven't even looked at anything. I'm willing to bet there are. I'm willing to bet there are. Take a look at this. I mean, Intel's been a shitty company for a long time, actually. You all probably don't know that. I'm not going to get into the whole story. I may have told it before. But Intel, finally now, they're really, Intel is, of course, it's much worse under Gelsinger, but Intel was riding the wave of illegal activities for decades. They were illegally, unfairly shutting AMD out of the market. I've talked about this before. I was very aware of it. And that's why I actually forecast about 10 years ago, something around there, when they won their lawsuit against Intel with the FTC. I forecast a turning point for AMD, big time, because Intel had been illegally bribing computer manufacturers to not sell AMD chips. I knew all this. I spoke with the CFO of AMD several years ago on the phone. He told me about all this stuff, which I was shocked because I'd never heard about it. I was shocked. I'd never heard about it. And if you want to understand how capitalism in America really works, you might want to read that lawsuit. You won't even believe it. Michael Dell is quoted in that lawsuit because they have the emails of people. He's bitching in the emails because Michael Dell's a fucking crook as well. He's a criminal piece of shit. Folks, all these people that have a lot of money, ain't none of them honest. That's fact. That's why they have the money. Okay? Michael Dell was getting pissed off, complaining that Intel chips sucked. He didn't want to use them, but you know what? He had his fucking hand out taking the money, so he kept using them. I mean, it goes on. Of course, then you have to talk about Elon Musk, right? Not only, this whole pay package. What a fucking scam artist. And we'll get to Elon Musk here a little later. But take a look at the CEO of Moderna. Almost $400 million in stock options in 1 year. And now look at the stock, fucking collapsed. Regeneron, same thing, 450. Although his stock's doing much better. Folks, executive stock options are a fucking fraud. They're a scam. It's a fraud on the shareholders. They need to have stock options that vest only after several years, and you cannot get out of them until several years later. I mean, the fact is that the executive stock options are basically structured like hedge fund compensation, which is a complete scam, whereby all you got to do is have a blowout year and you get great compensation. Next year, you fuck up, and guess what? You don't have to give it back. You see, in fact, many of these hedge fund guys, they'll actually, if they fuck up so bad, they won't be able to come back, and make any. If they lose too much in 1 year, they're pretty much fucked because they won't be able, to get that carry. You see, to beat their benchmark. So what do? They'll open up a new fund. That's right. They'll open up a new fund and start from zero. And the amazing thing is a lot of their institutional investors will go over there with them. I mean, I don't know how that works. I think it's kind of mafia bullshit because, think about it. Who do you think the institutions are? They ain't their fucking money. Pension plans. They got their buddies on the take. I mean, that's what's going on. Take a look at all these disgustingly overcompensated pieces of garbage. Interesting names here, by the way. Epstein, Danzy, Siegel. You go ahead and mention this. Take a look at this here. Why would you think Tesla shares pop after a Trump win? Tesla stock soars by double digits after. Folks, you think people know the deal? Remember the video I did, the stream I did, showing you guys how Musk was playing Trump, how he was supporting Trump, right? Why? Because he wants the fucking money. Let me remind you here.
Inflation is caused by government overspending. Right. Would you agree that we need to take a look at government spending, yes, and have perhaps a government efficiency commission that just tries to make the spending sensible and so the country lives within its means?
I mean, this is so stupid. Inflation is caused by government spending. Okay, so in that case, I don't understand this. I'm confused here because Trump is the guy who's planning to spend a lot of fucking money, right? Why do you think everything is going up except for bonds? Okay. Anyway,
just like a person.
The waste is incredible, and nobody negotiates prices. You used to have a lot of people making jets, and you end up with two companies, and they'll probably try and merge at some point. I mean, I went through it. Like Air Force, just a thing like Air Force One. One of the first documents they asked me to, but it's 5.7. Sure. And over a course of about 4 weeks, I saved one big cost overrun, $6 billion for the exam.
You notice how anytime, like Trump always finds some opportunity to throw out a war story, how he's great. Fucking con man.
Same plan. And you can now take that and multiply that out times thousands of other items.
Multiply it by
the numbers are astronomical. Yeah. I agree with you.
Well, I mean, I think it would be great to just have a government efficiency commission that takes a look at these things and just ensures that the taxpayer money, the taxpayers' hard-earned money, is spent in a good way. And I'd be happy to help out on such a commission.
We don't want you to help out. Sit your fucking ass down and shut your mouth. I'd be happy to help out. How are you fucking qualified? You're not qualified, Elon. Shut your fucking mouth. You're disqualified. You're the one with your hand out for government fucking money, for my fucking money. You got your goddamn hand out for my money. Shut your fucking mouth and sit down. You got it, folks. Elon is volunteering himself to be on a commission for government spending. This is a guy who's gotten all types of government grants, grants you don't have to pay back, right? He's benefited directly and indirectly through government subsidies. You buy a Tesla, you get 10 grand. Okay, where's that money coming from? It's coming from your fucking money. Your bank account is where it's coming from. You understand? As I said before, Elon Musk, it's pretty obvious what's going on. Okay, Elon Musk only started supporting Trump about a year ago. Right? Why? Because he saw the odds of Biden losing increasing during the time when Tesla was facing major problems. You got it? And so he throws his support out for Trump, promotes him, gives him millions of dollars for his campaign, right? And so what do you think Trump is going to do? Elon is going to, this is why Tesla stock is soaring. You think I'm the only one that fucking knows this? Everybody on the street knows. It's fucking common sense. This is illegal. This is criminal. This is fucking crime boss fucking activities here we're talking about. Are you going to see people riot, have a riot at Trump's house, right? Demanding, at the White House, demanding this doesn't happen? You understand? Fucking bullshit, man. There's going to be all types of subsidies. Remember, Musk benefited, his company, he benefited from all the subsidies from the Biden administration. Right? Without those subsidies, he wouldn't have anything. Whether it's SpaceX or Tesla. He'd have nothing. Okay? He saw Biden didn't stand a chance of winning. He started supporting Trump. It's fact. And now he's going to get his payday. Now he gets to be on a commission that decides government spending. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? Haven't we thrown enough taxpayer money away on this green fucking lie? On this fucking scam? I mean, forget the fact that man-made climate change does not pose an imminent threat to humanity. Let's forget that. Let's push that aside for a second. And by the way, I'm the guy with the advanced degree in chemistry here from an Ivy League university. Okay? So I probably know what I'm fucking talking about, although you don't even need to have such a degree. Let's push that aside. Here's the issue. You can go ahead and believe all these horseshit lies that have been going on for the purpose of enriching the bank accounts of all these criminals behind this scam movement. First and foremost, Al Gore and his buddies. Elon Musk jumped aboard of the fucking scams. Like, oh, okay, here we go. Government money. You can assume that climate change is real. Okay? Here's the issue. Somebody tell me how throwing trillions of dollars, okay, into all types of green bullshit, how that's going to help climate change. Specifically, tell me how spending taxpayer dollars to get people to buy electric vehicles, how that's going to help when electric vehicles are fueled by the combustion of fossil fuels. Remember, last time I checked, I didn't see any goddamn solar panels sitting on top of a Tesla. Of course, nobody mentions this point, which is glaringly fucking obvious. Just Another confirmation for me, I mean, I've been saying this for years, another confirmation people are fucking mind control, goddamn mind control. You're all under mind control. I mean, this should be a huge topic. This should be on the mind of everybody out there enough that they're going to the media and talking about this, so the media has to confront it. No, I've never heard anyone say it. How come? Are the masses this fucking stupid to not even understand this? I guess they are, since they believe in this horse shit, man-made climate change. Somebody tell me how spending massive amounts of taxpayer money to get people to buy electric vehicles, basically fucking golf cart technology, by the way. That's a whole nother topic of discussion. How that's going to improve anything, assuming that you got to worry about climate change. How is that helping? Can someone explain to me? What am I missing? I'm probably not missing anything. Fact is, electric vehicles are fueled by batteries that store electricity. Electricity is created primarily by burning natural gas, coal, oil. Got it? Okay. You understand. Nobody talks about that, do they? Why not? Why not? By the time somebody brings it up, it'll already be too late. They'll already have something going on. Anyway, that's what I say, folks. None of these fraudsters, these scam artists are ever they will never confront me on a neutral platform. Not Musk, none of these guys. Because I'll completely shred their fucking scams, expose them to the world. Expose Elon Musk as the fucking scammer that he is. I didn't even remind everybody about a self-driving scam. Right? This guy's an absolute fraud. Absolute fraud. So, let's take a look here. Take a look at this. Take a look at this. Clean energy shares tumble as panic takes hold on Trump victory. See that? You'll understand what's going on, right? This is the Trump trade. So apparently Trump is, he doesn't want to support clean energy. So why is Tesla soaring? You got it? You got it? You got it? I mean, why isn't anybody talking about this? Right? You see that? Shares in clean energy companies plunged after a U.S. election victory for Donald Trump, who has long criticized climate policies as the new green scam and has said he plans an array of tariffs that impact the industry. Okay. And, by the way, it'll be interesting to see what happens, because Musk had already planned, you all might know, he had planned to create a Tesla factory in Mexico. And those plans were pulled after Trump announced his intent to levy a huge tariff in Mexico. Right? Elon Musk, he's a Trump supporter, right? Bring the jobs back. Hey, Elon, you've got a couple of factories in fucking Germany, in China, in the Netherlands. Why don't you bring those jobs back, buddy? Huh? You understand, folks? Think about this for a second. That's why I say capitalism has become a huge fucking scam. You've got Elon Musk, okay, who's benefiting from resources that aren't his, people that were educated in America working at his company, right? Creating things for him. He's benefiting from those people. He's benefiting from tax subsidies, taxpayer subsidies to buy his cars, right? Think about that. Think about that. Taxpayer money going into a for-profit enterprise. Elon Musk is getting rich off of tax dollars. You see that? Completely fucking ridiculous. Think about that. Think about that. Do I need to extend that? Think about, as I've said before, all these large companies. You could think retail, from Walmart and Home Depot to McDonald's. Think about all those companies. The employees, many of those employees don't make enough money to support themselves. They're on welfare. That's right. They're on welfare. That is a fact. Many of the employees that work at Walmart, at Home Depot, at McDonald's, many other companies, they're on welfare. Many publicly traded companies. So think about that. You've got companies that don't want to compensate their employees, give them enough money to live, so those employees are being subsidized. Their wages are being subsidized by taxpayers. Those companies don't want to pay sufficient wages. They want to take that money, add to their profits to give to shareholders. Taxpayers are subsidizing the profits of many large publicly traded companies. Doesn't sound like capitalism to me. Right? Doesn't sound like capitalism to me. Sounds like a fucking scam. Anybody that doesn't realize capitalism has been transformed into a huge fucking scam doesn't understand what's going on. It's been a scam for it's been quite a long time, in my opinion. I mean, you can argue when, but there's no doubt it's a scam. It's turned into a big scam, right? No doubt about it. I mean, these are the things that need to be talked about. The only time you're going to hear any type of argument, you're going to hear from some idiot, some stooge, like, what's his name? Like Richard Wolff, the fucking Marxist. The guy's he's a professor, but he's an idiot. Like, the guy is completely fucking stupid. So you're going to hear from some Marxist guy. Well, who's going to listen to some radical Marxist lunatic who's an e-beggar, by the way, right? Any of these motherfuckers, neutral platform, bring them on. Guaranteed they won't fucking show up, because I'll slap them the fuck down with the truth. You see? Remember, folks, they all got exposure for a reason. And it's not to help you. It's to swindle you. You understand? Because who controls exposure? The big money, the big companies. You got it? You got it? That's how it all works. That's how it all fucking works. Now I'm going to go here. I'm going to expose something here I ran across. It's funny as hell. This is going to be kind of a day trading scammer expose. It's going to be interesting. This is not going to be the star of the show. We're going to go over this fraudster, Alicio Rastani, fucking scammer, complete idiot, fucking scammer. We'll include him, and I'll give you the whole story. How I knew more than almost 15 years ago that Brian Rose was a scammer. I exposed him. I was the first person to expose Brian Rose as a scammer before he was blatantly scamming. I mean, Brian Rose, he didn't start out doing all his scams. I was exposing him from day one. I knew he was a fraud from day one for many reasons, which I'll get into